All right. So basically, what I want to share with you is some of the tip, I should say, of using Kaltura. And so basically, the editing of the video is a very time-consuming task in all the job we do. So if we want to do something that is kind of, at least from my perspective, I do this recording a lot, and to save time and without the recording, and you probably will encounter when you do this, you will feel like, I say something wrong, I have to start over, or I have to do the after editing and so on and so forth. But I found this is kind of useful to use the pause and recording feature of it. So let me just kind of do a little short recording on this part and how I usually do the thing, and maybe become useful later for the people to use it. So if I don't know if you know this, Kampana, the Kaltura has a feature called the select area, sort of like a recording feature. Instead of recording the entire desktop, you can record a part of the desktop, right? So
Okay.
what I usually do is I will use a screenshot, I mean, a screen size like this one, just about the size of, like in this case, the PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint is about the size of this one, and I say confirm, and then once I confirm it, and I have this size recorded here, I can record the PowerPoint, yeah, without in the presentation mode. And so, I mean, of course, there's some drawback. The drawback is that you will see uh, the spelling check will show the incorrect spelling. That is actually not incorrect spelling. And of course, we can disable that. But in any case, we can also kind of change this into a not PowerPoint, PDF file, so that you avoid these sort of like a spelling check or some of the mark created by the editing software. But once we done that, usually I switch back and forth between, like, say, a browser, right? So this is my browser. I'm gonna be accidentally share my stock portfolio. So let me try to open the browser, and probably a yeah. So browsers they want to share, say, for example, the so the Citrix browser, and that will scale the browser to the size right inside the window. So in that case, I can log on. Say, for example, I have now a window machine using my browser. So that lets let that particular software run in the background, and I can open up, say, the software we're using, the Gapminder, and I'll do the same thing. So I align them all up in the window
I see.
and resize the window. So now I have this visualization here. I have the browser in the background, and if I want to switch, I can switch in between. Right, so this I can switch between. So now, if I start my recording with a lectures as the Data Apprentice workshop, and I'll use the recording, and the recording device actually show up on the lower part, actually outside the recording area. So when I say something, say, well, I want to introduce everybody and do the recording, and after I finish up with this particular slide, and I'll pause the slide or pause the recording. And after I pause the recording, I'll switch to the to the areas of this presentation and start recording, and I will explain how this works and show the animations and do all the storytelling. And once I've done that, then I'll pause it again. And if you have a person helping you, or actually I'm doing the double recording now using the Zoom meeting, and I know exactly how many on what time mark I have one segment versus the other. So say, for example, this particular segment is a game mapping presentation, and I'll pause at 45 seconds. So I know exactly what time I'm using over there. And I can now switch to another interface. Okay, I'm now in the window environment, and I'll explain what I do in the window environment and doing all these tutorial on certain thing, and then I can stop. In that case, I have this whole thing recorded in the correct format. And I think that's the some of the tip. And any one of other tip you want to share with us that you have do with Kaltura?
I did it using just one window, which was presentation
Uh-huh.
PPT. So it was different from using so many windows right now. So
Okay, so I guess what I want to share is just that we have this little trick can save your time. Otherwise, you'll be doing a lot of recording. And when you say something wrong, you don't need to stop recording. Just continue to talk and pause a little, but kind of remember where your time mark is, right? Because later on we can do editing, and editing feature that I'm not very good at the editing software in Kaltura, but they do have this mark. I did a little bit in the past. So this is what I do after I editing the software in Kaltura, and I will go into the and because this is the lecture I recorded for my class for the MIS class. So after you're done recording, there's a link you can go into the Kaltura editing website, or I believe you can go into the your Canvas in the Canvas website or Canvas system. There is a link taking you to the Canvas, actually not Canvas, media space. And both these places will take you to the same editing screen. You can go in and do the editing. So our new one is already ready. So we can go in there and do that. This is still processing. So let's go back to the other one. So this editing screen looks something like this. And when you start edit, I think this is, yeah, this editing mode. Editing mode, you can launch an editor. So this give you some tool you can clip and connect. And I'm not very good, like I said, very good at clipping the clip and connect them together in some way. But the features here, you can sort of like using these two, you can split or setting. You can say, for example, I can split right here and probably create a setting, and you can delete of the rest of them, and it will shorten the video. And that way that, well, again, this is not, the best video editing software out there. And so this is one way of kind of simplified editing without sophisticated software to be used. But for the goal of our little project here, I do intend at least, I mean, the target time is next semester in the spring. In this semester, of course, I will share after everybody turn in your little video to a primitive form. You don't need to be very sophisticated, but you got to try to produce something, right? And this philosophy is something what we call the agile philosophy. You got to have something done first before you improve on it. So this semester, our goal is that you got some video done and do primitive editing. And next semester, when I start sharing with you how this Python work in doing all these data analysis and visualization, then we can do probably better video and make some more like a flash screen or video or music in the background, that sort of a sophisticated editing. But for now, I think the tool that I show you both in both Kaltura and the Kaltura editing environment should be sufficient. And I know that including you, probably most of the students do not have much time near end of semester to do too much. But if the better editing tool in our environment is actually the Adobe tool that is available to us. So if you are interested, you can go into the web store, the UIS web store, the computer software web store, and you can download this called Adobe Creative Cloud, and it is also available in the virtual environment. So in the Creative Cloud, there are tools like in this one called the Media Encoder. You can actually use that to edit software. I believe there are some other software out there, but I haven't tried it yet. So and all these I will probably learn and probably share with some of you slowly in the spring semester. So this is not only data analytics, but try to make data analytics more together with programming and as well as video multimedia editing all together, and to create a better visualization, if you want to call that the visualization. Yeah. So so the Adobe Cloud, I believe, is also available on the virtual desktop. So it's right here. You can use Adobe Cloud here, but you do need to use your UIS account to sign in. And I think, yes, let's try to see if we can get in there as a demonstration, but make sure we select this company or school account, and that will take you to this company login. I just changed my password. I got to remember what my new password is. Okay. Hopefully my mechanical keyboard will not reveal my password. Yes. Right. So that is the Creative Cloud. I think that's probably, in terms of media editing, video presentation, Photoshop, we have a more like a full version Photoshop Cloud and Adobe in the.
I think it's called Premiere, Adobe Premiere. In Creative Cloud.
Can you let me try to search
Premiere,
for it.
P-R-E, yeah.
It's because our available softwares are right here: Lightroom, Illustrator, InDesign. I was trying to use this
Premiere Pro, the one on top. Yeah, I think
Premiere
that's
Pro.
Yeah, I think that's the video editing app.
Let's see how it look like. I haven't really tried it yet. Yeah, so far I've been limited to myself to only like static picture editing when I was playing with my my camera. But now it's probably time to get into this video recording, because one of my spring semester objective is to build a mobile phone friendly video, because now a big majority of the new student generation is actually using mobile phone or mobile device than the computer. So YouTube format is not good enough. We got to have this vertical kind of cell phone or kind of pad format video to share. So that's probably, yeah. So we'll probably do this in the spring. But Kampanat, your job now is to make or actually mimic the way I'm doing here, and try to produce one by yourself. Oh, by the way, I forgot to do one last thing in terms of sharing. And I believe you have your Google account, and if you don't, you can log into Google using your UIS account. UIS account give you a Google access as well. And this is my UIS Google account. I'll go into my YouTube, and basically after you finish up your editing in your recording or editing, let me try to cancel this editing. So go back. I don't want to destroy my video that I recorded earlier. And once you have this, you can actually download the copy from. The download is kind of very difficult to find from the Kaltura editing tool. It's right here in this little button here in the editing mode. So let me show you a little bit more. So you can see the video in the sharing mode. This is the sharing mode. So if you go into the editing mode, not into the editing editor, in this editing mode in the player, you will see this little download button. It took me an entire semester to find this button, to be honest with you. So yeah, so once you click on this button, that will show you where the video will be downloaded to your computer. And once you have the video downloaded to your computer, you can upload it to other media outlet. In this case, I think the preferred outlet for our project here is YouTube, and that is probably still the most popular video sharing. Probably YouTube #1. Vaymo or I forgot what name of that. That's probably the second one. So once you have that video, you can upload and create the video in there. And the process is just upload and support, and you upload into this video. And then you can share. And my goal is I will put it, once you have your media in your account, I will pull your account and probably create a little playlist in here. And currently I have a playlist of our Data Apprentice, I think, in our group. So there are probably 7 or 8 videos that I recorded from previous student organization as well in here. And I want to put all of you here. And this is what we share on the data business analytic website that you created and going to be publicized. And this will be putting into a link into that particular website. So that's the overall thing we're going to be doing. Right. So now, any criticism on your on this video that I created earlier? Where's the? Actually, I put the wrong video in the sharing website. I should be putting this sample video. Where's my sample video? Okay. Oh, here. I should put this under our sharing, and you can select the thumbnail picture. Maybe I'll select my own personal picture. Narcissus. It's on the right sharing playlist. So yeah, so that's the one. So any comments on this video? The progress is a little bit too long actually on my target. It's about 7 minutes. I was thinking about less than 5 minutes is probably better. But you know that professor tend to talk too much. So.
How do you want me to make the video like?
You just create this in your own YouTube account, and then
I mean,
share the link.
The content.
Yeah, just like you share your link to me, just like I share the link with you. Right.
The content should be similar to you, or it should be something new.
So the insight to this data set is coming from me. And if you probably can see that I didn't include the S&P 500 because the data set that I have from you is not complete from the S&P 500. And I think the other index I asked you to put in together, those two data sets are not complete. Maybe your data set can be more complete. So your story may include the discussion says, okay, why don't we compare the performance of the Bitcoin with say S&P 500, right? And there's some problem with S&P 500 because when I put S&P 500 data into the same comparison, I saw that the volume is not working very well. So this is another problem that I encountered. Let me just show you what happened by using your data to build the chart again. Right, so this is the demo data. Oh, yeah, I'll show you the demo data. And this one, of course, is not recorded in the video. So what I did is I put Google Trend as a y-axis. What happened? It's not working. The date information is incorrect. Let me rebuild the data set or rebuild the chart.
Year, yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. So this is Google Trend Index, and this is the price or closing price index. And when I change this to, I try to change this to volume. All right. Now, for some reason, when I change to volume, you see the visualization becomes so small. The size of the ball become very hard to see. I don't know how, and there must be a way to configure the size of the ball.
Did
So
you
now
use the log or linear function for that?
it's not. You're talking about here.
Yes.
This one does not have the log feature because the logarithm scale is only available on the x and y axis. So this is the size of the bubble. How big is the bubble? So now you see the bubble is very small. You can still see it, but the bubble is very small. Right. So the bubble is too small to be kind of visible. Maybe I'll put this in here. So that is the problem. So you may want to fix it, and because it will be interesting to see the volume as well. So the whole idea of using bubble chart instead of a line chart in here is that I can see the Google Trend, closing price, volume, and the time all together in one chart. If you only want to see three, you can always draw a line chart, and that actually pretty much serve the purpose. And because we're making video, this is where the bubble chart with the time animation, the advantage come into the picture. So I want to make this work. The size will not work very well with the positive negative trend. And also in my sample, I didn't include in the discussion about the events. So maybe you want to create a line chart to show how the events impact the price, the Bitcoin price. So that can be done as well. So it's up to you. So but initially probably you don't want to do too much. Use my example and probably adding your own thought about how to make interpretation. Again, the interpretation I'm making here is my interpretation. It's not based on what we call a scientific process, going to a hypothesis or doing all this verification. This is purely based on our observation on the pattern of the data showing on the chart. So a different person will have different way of interpret the same data set. So it's up to you to think about how do you think, what is your opinion on how the impact of the Google trend. And so when I was looking at the trend data, I say, okay, there seems to be linear because they're kind of like a cluster together into one group. And well, I know this because I calculated the correlation coefficient already. But maybe when you see the chart, you may have other guess, right? So say, because now the benefit of visualization is not to verify any theory or hypothesis. The benefit of the visualization is to observe some sort of a trend. And again, for different person looking at the same chart, you will have a different way of interpretation. And the most valuable thing is your interpretation of your data, not mine, right? So you don't need to use the 100% my interpretation. But of course, that if you cannot see any other thing, you can always my interpretation and probably improve on it and make it shorter because, like I said, I talk too much. Make it shorter and try to squeeze the video into 5 minutes and produce one first, right? So, and then we can send the video to the group and to the business analytics center as a initial sort of like something achieved from the effort we have done in the semester, right?
Yes. When do you want this by?
Preferably probably the week before the final, so that will be for my students. So they are doing the same. Well, three students, they are doing the same similar project, not the same data set. So they are going to be, this is due in the week before the final exam. So that will be December 4th. So let's put on that as the final deadline as well. because after December 4th, and that will be the time our teaching evaluation is going to be expire. I think the next day. So that's the intentional for. So that's put December 4th. That's a Saturday, and you can probably finish up before that. December 1st is probably more preferred, and we can probably in the final week share with everybody. Then when people are going to their winter break, they can come, click on it, and we'll see how many click on our YouTube video. Know how popular it is. Yeah, but usually
Sure.
when I share this in my own social group, I can probably get about 90 to 100 click. So they're robot fan that will click on my video. Not on my teaching video, but usually when I share this to my Facebook, and there will be like about 100 view or so from my regular sharing experience. So that lets you know. But maybe when we pull together 10 people, well, among the 10 people, we can get 500 to 1,000 click. In the spring semester, I do have some target, like a digital target I want to meet. So the video we're going to be producing, hopefully we can get 1,000 view or 1,000 click on probably the first week of release. Initially, you probably get like 2 click, 3 click, or 2 view, 3 view, and once you get the volume, then I think 1,000 is the threshold YouTube used to like monetize your video. So you got 1,000, you got some sort of a base point that you can start accumulate, that you can get some commercial revenue from YouTube. So yeah, so that's the target.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so December 1st or December 4th, but 4th is the hard deadline. December 1st is the soft deadline, and let's make it working. Okay.
Sure.
All right, so Sivalai, any comments? Selam.
No, it all sounds good. I have a question. I have a personal question.
Good.
So I'm working on some special temporal data for my own research. So
Uh-huh.
we have this invasive plant data. The two professors from Kansas State University has been collecting,
Okay.
and we are running a simulation optimization model on them. So recently we've given a presentation at Informs conference, but we were interested in some more visual data that is showing the growth and treatment of these invasive species. So I was looking at the Gapminder tool. It looks amazing, especially the one with the world map. So our data is actually coming from the land. So we have the satellite of the area, and they split the area in grids. That's what we are working on, and we have the data, and then we run simulation over it. So I was wondering if I could use Gapminder and put that land map as a background and show the growth and treatment as like bubbles or some sort of like color change. Will I be able to use it?
I think, well, for geographic related data, ArcGIS might be a better software to do so. And,
What is
yeah, it's called the ArcGIS software.
Mm-hmm.
And let me show you where it is. It's actually, let me show you. It's actually happened. I have this desktop open up here. The virtual machine, this virtual machine, I'll send you a link. I mean, actually, I would send the email to the ITS, ask them to give you access to this virtual box. There's a software called ArcGIS right here. And ArcGIS is a geographic. It's probably the default geographic information system software to visualize, and probably you can use Gapminder to do some basic visualization, but I think there are more. I think ArcGIS can do bubble chart as well, and this is a piece of very expensive software, and we do happen to have it.
Oh, nice.
It does have some threshold to learn. But the good news is we have a GIS professor on campus, and
Who is that?
it's in the environmental study department.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me hook you up with him, and probably you can give, or maybe you can, two ways to do it. One is if you can reduce your data size to a sample data size and give us a sample, and we can use your sample to kind of play around in this software and see what kind of visualization we can generate using the software. And yeah, it's about right time, and we can do this in the next probably 3 weeks or so during the final weeks or final semester, or final month of semester.
Okay, sounds good.
But I'll include in your in the email link that we can talk about this project together. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Sounds really good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Sarah, any comments on the tools that? So we're gonna be producing something, and hopefully next semester you can bring more students. We can do something more interesting.
Exactly. No, we don't have any comments on the tools, but hopefully we'll have more students.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I was talking to Ranjan Carey, and he was saying, well, why don't you make this bigger? I said, well, this semester we're just trying because everybody's busy, and next semester I will have a better plan, and with the more like more lecture, and I'll probably produce like 5 to 10 lectures on data, called data preparation using Python, and that I can probably make it scalable, so more people can come in and learn. And this one, because this project we rely on student a lot, because the student to collect data, then they have to generate the visualization. This is more difficult to scale because student their schedule, they have their regular course load to work on, so it's more difficult. But we'll do more next semester as a learning club next semester.
Okay.
All right, so thank you, and Kavana, I'm looking forward to look at your video then. Kavana.
Hope I do. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I will.
So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Again, the key point here is to produce something, right? And it's not necessary to be very good. Just something that show that you have gain into that, and go through the whole process from not only the data collection, data analysis, but also make this a presentation sort of a thing, and we can. And that become one of the reasons I want to create a sample video is starting from the spring semester, I want to create some sort of criticism and comments and show people how do we follow this project management schedule, so to speak, so we can kind of improve on what we have done this semester. So, and your video will become a example too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so everybody have a nice Thanksgiving, and usually Thanksgiving I have a turkey, and I usually invite students to my home, but not this year, so unfortunately. All right, so we'll probably see each other again, I don't know, during winter break when everybody is more available. Next 2 weeks after Thanksgiving will be hectic, I know. Professor will be grading, and the student will be try to crank out projects, so that will be not be a good time to meet. So.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for this meeting. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.